Hello, scaling superstars. Welcome back to another episode on the Scaling Season podcast. This is your host, Jolie Mathieu speaking. And today we're going to talk about how do you actually want to prepare yourself, your business, your marketing strategy to actually crush it during the holiday season. Listen, if you are not getting ready and having a strategic plan to dominate and to increase your revenue, to really have an influx of cash, a quickly cash injection during the upcoming weeks, you are going to miss out. You are missing out a lot. And my question for you is, are you ready for the holiday season? How ready are you? Or are you just about to wing it and end up leaving money on the table again? Hopefully not on my watch. That's the reason why I'm recording this earlier. I've done this episode last year. I think I did it in November last year, which was pretty late. But so this month or this year, I'm doing it a whole lot earlier because we still have Black Friday, Halloween coming up, Cyber Monday, Christmas, all of the jury's holiday. There's a lot of opportunities for you to promote, market, sell, grow your income, and I don't want you to miss out, right? And I know for many of us, when we talk about holiday or holiday marketing, it brings back memories of guilt, stress, overspending on things that we don't really need, and being disappointed with the result. And maybe you're in a space where you feel like, I don't want to be pushing my offers because I don't want my prospect to feel the same way. I don't want to have those marketing tactics which are going to end up making me feel sleazy and salesy. And so this video is really designed to help you overcome that block that I know is typically the reason why most business owners are reluctant to actually implement a holiday marketing strategy, because deep down they have that nagging feeling of, that seems dirty. It seems like I'm taking advantage of my client and I don't want to do so, right? But what I want to assure you is that the next 10 weeks, the next 12 weeks can literally make you more money than the year, because it's a season where people are committed to seeing it through, whatever it looks like. So it might be increasing their income, getting in a better shape, launching the business, finding the partner, renovating the home, learning the high income skill, getting off their addiction. No matter what offer you sell, this is typically the end of the year and early of the year. It's a season where people are, in a space where they've saved up their money because they want to invest in themselves. They want to invest in making their relative happy. And so now it's a matter of you having a product that's of high quality enough to justify someone investing into that, And I think sometimes the discomfort between this, what I have to sell, and feel like, I don't want to sell it. I don't want to feel pushy. Sometimes comes from a misalignment. Either you don't see the value in what you have and you're second guessing how powerful what you've created is, which is what I see a lot whenever I work with entrepreneurs. Sometimes they come to us and they're like, this is my offer. I'm selling it for $197 and, I really feel like I want to increase the price, but I don't feel like I should, or that like it's worth it. And we look at their offer and we say, okay, this is the missing element that will make it better. And by adding this component, you can actually go from charging $197 to charging $997 for the same offer that you had initially, but we just change what was inside, right? It's the same program, but it's a different offer basically. And sometimes it's that lack of us being able to actually realize how powerful what we've created is and how transformative that our program really is. And this happened, surprisingly enough, this happened at the highest level as well. Like we've seen entrepreneurs making 6 figures per month, making 7 figures per year, right? They come to us and they still have those blocks where they're like, I know I've worked with so many business owners and I know I work with so many people and I've gotten them results, but still I don't really feel comfortable increasing my prices. I don't feel really comfortable promoting and going hard on marketing. And diving deep is typically, again, comes from a place of them not feeling worthy and good enough, or them feeling like they're going to be exposed from selling a lower product at a higher price point. So I invite you to check yourself and see if that's what's happening with you, because if that's the case, then it's going to stop you. It's really going to stop you from implementing what I'm going to share with you in this video. So I really wanted to start there. And so, and this, what I'm going to share with you in this video is really coming from experience. I've spent half of the past decade really helping entrepreneur scale, grow. And I've seen it all. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the ugly when it comes to ads campaign, when it comes to marketing strategies that are designed to grow. And today I'm going to really share with you 7 proven strategy to crush the 2024 holiday season, right? Specifically with meta ads. So ads that you can run on Facebook or on IG. So if you are a coach, you are an online expert, you are a service provider, you are an online entrepreneur, this strategy will really going to help you not only increase your sales and grow your income, but also build a bigger brand, really becoming the top dog, the icon in your space, and attract to you clients that you can actually serve and impact at the highest level. All right. And so this is really going, and hopefully by the end of this episode, you are really going to be, you're going to have everything that you need to launch your holiday campaign successfully. Okay. So let's kick things off with number 1. All right. The early bird strategy. Now, this strategy is perfect if you are selling something, whatever you are selling, you can implement this strategy for it. And I know you might be thinking, Jody, come on, it's just October. It's too early to launch an early bird strategy, but that's not the truth. That's not the case. Because if you are not planning your holiday right now, you are already behind. We are literally 2 weeks from, no, we're actually like about 20 days from Halloween, right? And so then after Halloween, you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, and all of the joyous holiday as well. Last year, we were working with an e-commerce brand, right? The e-commerce founder, his name was Alex. And while his competitor were like in promoting some summer apparel, he was like, let's work on. That was back in September, by the way, right? They were still meaning like, okay, let's empty our stock. They were doing like some discount on their summer clothes. He was like, you know what, Jolie, let's already start wrapping up and let's start focusing on our holiday campaign. So we started working on this holiday campaign in July. We launched it in September, right? It was like all holiday prep team. And by the time Black Friday rolled out, in November, he had already built a warm audience, and his conversion rate were through the roof because we launched a bunch of awareness campaign. We've launched a bunch of nurturing campaign. We created strategic lead magnet to build his list, so that by the time we actually launch Black Friday, Halloween sales, he had the audience ready to buy from him. And I think the reason why some business owners feel like it's too early to start thinking about the holiday plan is because they think, oh, I'm going to launch campaign to get someone to buy. And since Halloween is going to be at the end of the month, I'm just going to launch my campaign 1 week before Halloween. Or since Black Friday is happening on the 28th of November, let's say, I'm just going to launch my campaign on the 20th or on the 25th. You are literally setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up for failure if that's the game that you are trying to play. It's not going to work out. Why? Because your industry, no matter in which you are focused on, is saturated, right? People are seeing ads similar to yours. And so over and over again. And therefore, you want definitely to position yourself as a trustworthy authority before you hit them with the sell. Right. And so by really having, like when working with Alex, right, last year, we were like, okay, let's start in July, let's launch in November, in September. And by November, we had a massive warm audience build. And we ended literally like having conversion rate that was incredibly low. And so start building your warm audience now. Create a content calendar that gradually introduce holiday theme. And you can do this specifically for your niche. And this is not about hyper focusing on the design and having like snowflakes or like Santa Claus, I don't know, or like all the reddish things on your ads or on your content. That's not really what it's about. It's really about focusing on your storytelling and creating a storytelling that's going to resonate with your audience and meet them where they're at. Meet them where they are at as they approach the end of the year. What are the most common thoughts that are going through their head? What are the biggest frustration? What are they worried? What are some of the things that they will hope or they had hope to make happen before the end of the year or when the year started? And then maybe they're still holding on to the hope of making it happen before the year ends. what are some of the things that they've done this year that they actually regret, some missteps that they've taken. That's left them in the place where they're like, oh gosh, that was such a stupid idea. How can you reframe all of those missteps and all of those stupid quote unquote ideas into necessary steps to get them where they actually want to be? Those are all things that you want to include in when you think about storytelling with your content. And it's more than just being early, it's about being strategic. You want to be strategic in terms of, okay, what's going to be the cadence? When am I going to hit them with what? Okay. And this is going to bring us to our second step, which is the power of storytelling in holiday art specifically. Right. And something which is typically overlooked when you talk about storytelling, people are very familiar with, okay, I'm going to use the case study storytelling. I'm going to storytell through my case study, or I'm going to storytell through the 3-step framework or what have you. Something which is extremely overlooked is the emotional storytelling. Because in the frenzy of discount and deal, we forget that the holiday are fundamentally about human connection. It's fundamentally about celebrating closing a new chapter with people that we love the most. And so this year, we are currently working with a client of ours, right? She's a life coach. And her biggest concern has always been, okay, Jolie, I don't want to show up as salesy in the holiday season. I don't want to be that entrepreneur that show up on her story every single day with, oh, buy my stuff, or I have this thing going on. Go ahead and check out, here's your discount code. I don't want to be that because it gives me the hick. Right? And her niche was, okay, I'm helping people navigate difficult relationship with their family. Right? And that's not really, when you think about holiday, that's not really the warm and fizzy holiday material, right? That's what you might think. But so for her, it was we had to craft very strategic ad story about people finding peace and joy during the holidays despite family challenges. How can you use the holidays as an opportunity to focus on yourself, love yourself more, and find the new strength to heal those relationships, heal those broken relationships, or connect with your loved one, right? And so the ads were not about Maria's coaching program. They were about the transformation that her client experienced. But it was not in a way where we were forcing them to, oh, you need to be if you're not with your family this winter, you're going to be missing out. No, it was not that. That was not the vibe. It was more about painting a picture for them of options. You have the option. What feels the most aligned? And I'm here to guide you depending on what feels the most aligned to you. Not the most comfortable, right? But because as a coach, you want to get your client to challenge themselves and to grow, even in comfortable situation. Like when you, for example, have like a difficult family dynamic, how do you overcome those challenges? And the result when we actually launched her campaign, and we've started launching her campaign now with the conversion, the awareness, are literally staggering. Right? Her conversion rate, we have her opt-in page is currently converting at 60%. Absolutely insane. Right? People are scheduling strategy session with her. People are showing up for the call. Why? Because her stories are resonating so much. And we also in the story, we also instill her own story about how she went from a single mom really hating the world and, being angry at the world and at her parents because she grew up with her grandparents. She didn't really know her parents. So she grew up with a lot of resentment, a lot of just a massive abandonment, fear of abandonment that then translated into her relationship with other family members. So we also instill her own story and how she overcome those challenges, and now she's in a place where she has a loving husband, she has more kids, she has connected with her parents and all the things, and how she was able to leverage that to actually build up her strength to have a profitable business and a fulfilled life today. So that's what we call emotional storytelling, because your story is going to blend in the noise if people don't even remember it, and people remember things that make them feel something. So if you just tell a generic story that it's not founded in something really powerful, people are going to forget about it by the time you're done telling the stories. They're going to be like, oh, what was she talking about again? Right? And so you want to think about different angles for your story and to see which one is going to connect the best with your audience. That's key, Because sometimes I think, oh my God, this story is not working, but maybe you're just using you're not using a compelling enough angle. You- So you're not able to grab your audience attention and hold it long enough for them to go ahead and purchase. And also think about different ads formats when it comes to proposing your story. You can do it in video ads, you can do it in carousel posts, you can even do it in a holiday theme podcast series or video series on YouTube, depending on which platform you use at the moment. And because this approach really keeps your message consistent while catering to your target audience content preferences. They are not stuck to one consumption method. You give them the freedom to choose. And no matter in which industry you are, I know maybe in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can pull this off because my business is not that emotional. I help people, whatever. No matter what you do, even if you're a plumber or you work with solar companies, right? Last year, and we still were able to create a compelling story as to why someone will need to invest 30K, 40K into a solar panel. So it doesn't really matter in which niche you are specifically, your business has a story to tell. It's about finding the human element in what you do, in what you got started, and typing that into what does your client say to you after they work with you? How does the life change? Not just at the surface level, not just how have they made more money, they found love of their life, or they've lost the weight. That's at the surface level. But how do they really feel after they experience those results? Okay. So moving on to our third strategy is because that's really going to make that your ads more powerful. That's why I'm insisting on this emotional storytelling. And strategy number 3 is about really mastering what we call the anti-holiday campaign. This is basically where you want to zig when other people are zagging, right? And so if you have let's say for instance, you're a fitness coach, right? And let's say you're a productivity coach, okay? And you know that in your space, people are always like, oh, new year, new me, I'm going to change, I'm going to do this and do that. You can have an ad that's completely different because people are so tired about the whole New Year's resolution, New Year, new me and stuff. You can say, you know what, I'm going to use a completely different approach than what my target audience is used of seeing. I might be something like, okay, are you tired of the holiday hype and trying to accomplish all of those crazy goals in 12 months? Right? What about instead of New Year's resolution, you actually decided on a theme for the new year? How do you want to show up? So you can really think about what's something that your target audience is tired of seeing from your competitor, and how can you have an ad that show them a different perspective, right? So one of the book that I love, for instance, the 12-year book, the 12-week year, right? Because that book is groundbreaking and it has gotten so many reviews and testimonials and people buying it all over the world. Why? Because the author used a completely different approach. He's not about, oh, you have 12 years, that's how you can accomplish your goals in the next 12 months. He's like, nope. You gotta put your year into four sections, and every 12 weeks, you're going to consider it as a year. We're not going to wait for the whole year to accomplish. We're not going to set one goal for 12 months. We're going to set one goal for 12 weeks and make progress So it's a fantastic book. And the reason why it works well is because, again, it's a contrarian approach. So think about it for your own niche. How can you, again, if you have, let's say, a productivity coach, you can maybe show ads that show, calm, focus, imaginary, and say, okay, instead of being stressed out with all of those resolutions, focus on one thing for your year, or focus on the one big thing. What's going to be your big thing this year? Right. So that's very that we've seen that to be really powerful as well. The fourth one is having a challenge, a holiday challenge. This is really about creating a challenge that goes against the typical holiday behavior, but align with your niche. Okay. So you can, for instance, if you are a nutritional coach, if you're in a health and wellness coach, you might have 30 days of holiday discipline. What's the challenge, right? which is all about maintaining healthy habits, eating clean, moving your body in some way, shape, or form every single day, that people do alongside of you. So, and you can promote this challenge, using countdown ads, daily live check-in with your audience. Last year, we had one of our clients that was in the business coaching space. He didn't do it 30 days though. He did it in 15 days detox challenge. It was 15 days during which he was training people, asking them to drink water, like going for a walk, what have you. And at the end of the challenge, after 15 days, he made $75,000 in program sales. Just because for during those 2 weeks, he was really there in front of his audience, serving them at the highest level, answering the question and everything in between. So it's extremely powerful. It is extremely powerful. Something which I would invite you not to do necessarily if you don't want to is necessarily to decrease your price. Depending on your offer, I think one thing that people are all kind of always revert back to is to slash their prices by half. Like, oh, take 50% off that. I wouldn't necessarily rely on that only to get the sale, because price is not the only variable that people look at when they're making a buying decision. It's not always about the price. It's also about the value. It's about what they're going to get, what's going to be the return. So instead of cutting your price, you can actually say, you know what, we are going to launch a higher price point starting in January of 2025. So if you haven't enrolled at this rate that we currently have, with all of these bonuses, that because we've improved our offer, we've made it 10 times better by adding all of these things to serve you guys at a higher level. So now it's your chance to enroll before we increase the price. Right? So that's what you want to have in mind, because I feel like people sometimes just default. I think slashing the price is a bit of the lazy way to grow. It's don't always revert into slashing the price. Don't always revert back to that. And so you can literally create that urgency. You can create that scarcity. If it's real, of course, you want to make it real. And it also allows you to tap into people's desire. Really allows tap into their desire. So to wrap this up, we've covered a lot of strategies today. Let me know your biggest takeaway in comment, or just share this episode with someone that you want to see win, and tag me on IG at Jolie Dematio. If you have any question, let me know as well. We've talked about 5 ways, or like 6 ways, to be honest, to crush it this holiday season. The first one, start planning your holidays early. Decide on your price point, your offers, your strategy. If you need help with that, we are here to serve you at the highest level. That's what we do all day, every day for our clients. We help them scale with paid ads. So reach out, schedule a scaling call with me and my team, and we're going to really work through how to make this happen for yourself. Secondly, use emotional storytelling to connect with your audience at a deeper level and really stand out in a crowded and noisy marketplace. Because people are never going to forget how you made them feel. They might forget what you said, they might forget what you did, but they're never going to forget how you made them feel. So you step into the emotions. Third, create value-based promotion instead of discounts. Don't be that business owner that slashes all of their price, hoping to get someone to enroll. No, because your pricing is also a positioning strategy. Pricing is a positioning strategy. So by slashing down your prices, you are also giving a perception in the marketplace that you are that Toyota. Instead of you want to be the Ferrari, or you want to be the Tesla or the Range Rover in your market, or the Bentley in your market, not the Honda Civic. Consider an anti-holiday campaign to stand out by calling out what your target audience is tired of seeing. And position, because if you want to cut through the noise and make your ads stand out, you need to say something that's different. What's been said over and over again by your competitor, and how can you just go against that? Right? And then you also want to launch a challenge that's really going to build the community, because community now is huge. That's going to build community. It's going to foster collaboration. It's going to build trust and authority even faster, and monetize that community at the end of the challenge. And finally, don't Forget that authenticity, integrity beats gimmick every single time, right? Marketing principle beats technology every single time. So many of you, sometimes you get so caught up into the technology that you forget about what really matters, which is the principle that you're implementing. So this holiday season is your opportunity to end the year with a bang. Like, set yourself up for an incredible 2025. Roll up your sleeve, go a little harder, push a little bit more, work a couple of hours more, because you're going to thank yourself for it. Especially if your year has been a little bit funny. If you want to turn things around, this is your opportunity to make it happen. And so I hope this served you well. Remember, knowledge without action is nothing. It's useless, literally. So my challenge to you is this week, I want you to choose one of these strategies and start planning your holiday campaign. Start mapping things out in your content calendar, brainstorm your story angle, design your special offer, define a price point, and go all in. Right? So hope this serves you well. If you're ready to ensure that your holiday campaign is a home run, let's chat. Book a call at dragonconsulting.com. So that's dragonconsulting.com, and let's help you scale. Let's craft your holiday season strategy together, right? And if you found value in this episode, do me a favor, please share this with another entrepreneur that you want to see crush this holiday season. Let's help as many entrepreneurs, as many business owners as possible thrive during these crazy times, right? And if you are not already a subscriber, subscribe to the podcast, leave us a review. It always means the world to me to see those 5 stars. That's literally my love language. I absolutely love it. So make sure to leave us a review and join me next time as we are going to dive into what's required for you to scale your ads from spending $100 a day to $1,000 a day, right? Without thanking your ROI. So you don't want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe. I will sharing strategies that will literally transform your ad spend and your marketing strategy for good. So buckle up for that. Go ahead and take action on this, what I've shared with you today. Hit me up on IG at Jolie Tematsu if you have anything that you want to share with me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. That's Jolie Tematsu signing off. Bye-bye.